Throughout this subject, students were asked to produce a design for a new net zero energy home to be built in the University of Wollongong Innovation Campus. Before any decisions about the building could be made, it was important to research the needs of the people within the area. The research found that Wollongong has a high elderly population even with the university, and with the growing population also being an increasing issue in Australia, it was decided to create a home for the elderly. The home was designed to be in the same vein as a project home without looking out of place in a regular suburban street. This home would, however, have many net zero energy concepts entwined within it. This is the final design for the net zero project home. In this specific task, we were asked to build on a floodplain. This meant that this home would have to be lifted and a ramp would need to be installed so that elderly people with low mobility would still be able to access this house. The size of the home was kept relatively small to minimise costs and make it easier to passively heat or cool these smaller areas. Inside the rooms are designed to be more spacious for ease of mobility around the home, with any major walking areas kept to over a metre wide. The external walls of this home will be constructed using a double stud construction technique. This means that the timber framing will be 2 studs wide in order to increase the size of the wall, allowing for more space for insulation. For this home, the insulation will be R3 with the foil facing. This insulation leaves a 60mm gap between the foil and the sarking, which will naturally act as a layer of insulation. This is only possible with airtight construction, but is a very inexpensive way of further insulating a home. The main net zero energy concepts in use in this design were chosen as they were simple to implement and are extremely cost-effective ways to produce a net zero energy home. Lighting and orientation was the first concept that was chosen, as it would be the groundwork for other design ideas to work off. The main idea behind using lighting was to minimise the need for active heating or cooling in areas of the house that the occupants would spend most of their time. This meant that bedrooms would be placed at the southern side of the house and living areas more to the north. The natural path of the sun was also used to our advantage, designing the roof split. The split in the roof is designed so the winter sun is able to enter the house, but in the summer the roof would block the sun, therefore making the home cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. Continuing from this, a thermal mass wall was placed behind this window so that in winter it can be heated by the sun and keeping the living area and bedroom 1 naturally warmer. This window will also be a louver design. That way we can maximise window space for ventilation and passively cool the house when these louvers are open. Louvers will also be used in the southern side of the house to make use of the southerly winds when wanted. The window size on the southern side of the house will also be minimised to lower the unwanted heat exchange that larger windows have. Solar panels will be the main way that this home gets its energy. It's clean, renewable and cost effective, which makes it ideal for this design. The northern side of the roof is angled more acutely to help increase the production of solar energy when solar panels are placed on top. Researchers found that the standard 25 metre squared solar panel array will produce more than enough energy throughout the year to power a typical Wollongong home, and this is not taking into account the passive design features of this home. The building materials for this home were chosen on a criteria of locally sourced, recycled and/or recyclable, and as carbon neutral as possible. This was all, however, taking into account the cost minimisation needed, and not all materials were able to feature all of these criteria points. This home was designed to be lived in by elderly people located at Wollongong University's Innovation Campus. The project home spin on the design brief formed the basis for the decisions in the construction and net zero energy concepts for the house. This created several challenges that this home design solves, and in the process, a repeatable, simple, and net zero project home was designed.